If you are an accountant, then you are probably wondering, am I still going to offer tax services? You are probably sick and tired of doing hundreds, if not thousands, of individual tax preps. You're probably sick and tired of spending 80 to 100 hours of work every single week during tax season. And you are maybe thinking and considering, you know what, I'm out of this. I'm only going to do the monthly services, the bookkeeping, the accounting, the CFO and advisory services. You probably want to let go of all of the tax because you maybe don't like it, you think maybe that you're not the expert, and you just don't like to be overwhelmed a couple months a year and then have cash flows issues when the tax season is done. And in this video, I'm going to discuss if you still need to offer tax services, but most importantly, why, and also how to actually do it in a way where you don't have to work those 80-hour work weeks during tax season and that you can actually run a more profitable accounting firm. So before we dive in, my name is Daan, owner of Accounting Firms, where we help accountants get more higher revenue clients. We've been working with hundreds of accountants by now, where we help them grow their firm in a way that they can get more clients they enjoy working with without being burned out and just make more money per client and be a more profitable firm. So if you are an accountant, then you probably, when you were studying and you had your first few clients, you probably were doing all of this individual tax prep, right? We need to start somewhere. But right now you are probably at a stage where you just simply don't want to do it anymore. It's just not very profitable. It's very more frequent. It's more of a quantity thing, right? You need to manage so many people, have communication, they have questions and everything. You probably just want to run a firm where you have a couple high quality clients. So you're probably thinking of letting go of the tax because it's not really a service where you can charge a lot for, right? And since with Accounting Kings, my company, we work with accountants to get them newer clients. And I can already tell you, if you want to run a profitable firm and you want to get new clients, do not let go of the tax services, because tax services is one of the best services to actually get someone in the door, right? You want to, of course, get those clients that are going to pay you $5,000 to $6,000, maybe even more per month for your monthly services. But you also have to realize that if you want to get a new client, right, maybe a company that's doing $500,000 per year, million, 2 million, tax services is one of the easiest services that you can offer to get someone in the door. And this is because a lot of times if you are doing digital ads or if you do direct outreach or something like that, selling tax services to a business owner is the most sexiest thing that you can actually sell. Because who doesn't want to save money on their tax bill? The thing is, if you say someone, I am able to actually save you $50,000 on your tax bill, you directly get their attention. But if you say to someone, I can actually increase your profit margins by doing job costing and cash flow forecasting, and I can actually help you make an extra $50,000, still they like the money, sure, but they will not be turned on as fast because they don't fully understand how it works. They probably think, but I have an account already, I don't know if he is doing it. With tax, they have some base form understanding and it's easier to actually grab their attention. So if you want to attract more new clients, offering tax services like prep and planning, or just an audit on how to actually save someone on their tax bill, is a really easy way to generate a lead, schedule a meeting and make the initial sale. And then you can upsell the monthly services after. Now, something that you need to understand is that if you offer tax services, again, you do not want to work 80 to 100 hours every week during tax season. So what you can simply do is only offer tax services to businesses, first of all. Clearly tell the new clients, hey, I will do your tax prep and everything. I only do this for businesses. And to be quite honest, I also do this so we can work long term, so that if you grow or when you are ready to outsource the monthly stuff, that you actually trust me with that and that I can actually take this over from you too. And this way you don't have to let them down when they say, hey, I got a referral from you, it's a friend of mine, he doesn't own a business, but you can do his tax prep, right? So they already know, okay, I don't really have to refer the individuals. And it's also directly putting you in a position of authority, right? Your new client, the business owner, now knows my accountant only works with businesses. It's his bread and butter, right? He's the expert in that field. And another thing is that if you offer tax services, a lot of the times a business wants to have a full service accounting firm. They want to have one firm that is up to date about everything, that knows the tax prep, of course, of the business owner, the business itself, but can also do the books, the accounting, and a fractional CFO work. Okay, so oftentimes, since we literally generate hundreds of leads and we talk to so many businesses that are looking for accountants, they say, yes, I want to outsource the monthly stuff, but I want everything in one place. I want one firm to do it all because it's just better for the business owner because they have faster communication and they don't have to explain their situation to a lot of different firms, right? I, for example, talked to a business that had one tax firm, one for bookkeeping, and then one fractional CFO. He was sick and tired of sending the same email and explaining the same thing to different firms. Well, you can also just outsource it to one company. So just from a service delivery perspective, oftentimes the bigger companies, right, that you can directly offer the monthly services to, they of course also want a full service thing because it's just easier for them. So tax services is not like a profit center or anything, but it's an acquisition center. It's something to get people in the door. We also see it with the ads that we run for the accountants. An ad that is saying, I will be able to actually save you $30,000 by restructuring your tax setup, typically gets a little bit more of engagement and leads than where we say, we will actually help you save $30,000 by looking at unnecessary costs, by auditing certain costs, duplicate payments, and just increasing your profit margins, right? It just sounds sexier. And then if you get someone in the door, you just say, you know what, I will audit everything, of course, the tax, but if you just give me access to your accounting software, I will actually also take a look at the mistakes that you make just on a monthly basis, right? Just those accounting and the bookkeeping stuff. And if you just tell them, the tax I will already do for you, but I just want to take a look at the monthly stuff. And if you then come back to them and you tell them, okay, first of all, I already saved you $10,000 on your tax bill. But second of all, I was checking just all of the finances and I already saw that the property here, if you work with a real estate company, this property is actually losing you money. I see that you are not looking at these and these costs. And another real estate client of mine, he's actually doing XYZ, which will actually increase the time that you get paid in. So you will actually fix your cash flow too. So based from my calculations, you were actually thinking of getting an extra loan because the cash flow is your problem. But if you just implement my bookkeeping system here, you will get paid faster. You don't have to get the loan and pay interest, which will save you another 10K as an example, right? So you have to explain this to them. But if you explain it and actually show them the value, it's a no-brainer for them to actually also outsource the monthly services. So they wouldn't come in the door if you create or actually they still will, but less people will actually submit forms and be open to a conversation about the more complex monthly stuff, right? Because they don't really understand it and they don't typically see the value in the monthly services. But if you just explain it to them and get them in the door with a tax, but explain the value of the monthly stuff, you can directly upsell the monthly, right? And that's why I'm saying tax is not the profit center, but it's the acquisition center. It's the way to get people in the door, get access to the books, and then sell them the monthly stuff. Something that you can also do is white labeling the tax services, since unless you really want to build a firm that is centered around tax, but I guess that if you're watching this video, you don't, you can also just be very transparent to your clients. Say, hey, I do the full service stuff, but the tax work, I have a tax partner, essentially, right? I have someone that is kind of like doing the tax work for me, kind of like not a team member. He has his own practice, but he does all of the tax work. He's an absolute legend. He knows what he's doing. I'm still responsible, so I will still audit everything, all his work, but just so that you know, everything, like all the communication will go through me, but just my tax partner, he will do all of the tax stuff. And you will actually find that the business owners, they don't really care as long as they can have the communication with you and as long as you just tell them, I will audit everything and make sure everything is correct, because they then still have everything under one place, right? They have the full service firm, and they don't really have to communicate everything, right? It's just better from their perspective. But it's also nice for you, because if you don't want to be busy with all of the tax work, then you can still get people in the door by offering tax, and you just have a white label where this other person is actually doing a tax work for you, and you can actually do the monthly work. So even if you do not really like to do the tax work, but you still want to actually get people in the door with tax and offer this full service experience, you can just have a white label partner, someone that you trust, someone that you know that the person knows what he or she is doing, and then you just white label tax. The person will do the tax, and then you can still have all of the benefits where you can offer this full service experience, and you can get people in the door by advertising or sending outreach regarding tax savings. Another thing that you will oftentimes see is that people will come to you because they have a tax problem, or they want to get their taxes done, or something is changing in their business or personal life, and they want just a tax expert to look at everything. But they actually do not know that they need someone that's auditing their books, their accounting, and their CFO stuff. So as an example, a client of mine, he works with e-com companies, and the e-com business, he wanted to get a loan. He needed to buy inventory for Q4, right, the biggest season for e-com companies, and he needed to get a loan. And he came to the accountant and said, you know what, I think I just need to get a loan. So if you just clean up my books a little bit, and if you can actually get me some tax savings, I have to get a lower loan, and it will actually save me money. That was the thing that the e-com business thought he needed. Turned out that the other bookkeeper, who didn't know what he or she was doing, was totally messing everything up. And a lot of the clients were using Afterpay with e-com purchases, and the bookkeeper was categorizing those charges as like some weird category that the business owner, the e-com owner, didn't even know of. Turned out that there was $600,000 in an escrow from the Afterpay. So it was just his money, right? So oftentimes a e-com or just general business owner comes to you because, hey, clean up my books, I want to get a loan, and get me tax savings so that loan will be lower. Will turn out that he just needed a better kind of like a CFO that just does everything, which made sure that there was enough cash for 10 times the inventory that they actually wanted to buy. So if this company maybe didn't offer any tax, or didn't know that they were able to actually do the tax work, then there was also a chance that they will never reach out to the firm. And then the firm never really had a chance to audit the books and tell them, hey, I'm sure, by the way, I can do your tax, but you actually need this monthly package, right? Another great thing about offering tax services is that, let's say that you can really easily save someone $10,000 on their tax bill. And let's say that your monthly services are like 1 or 2K a month. You can directly tell them, hey, I already saved you 10K. Why not just reinvest this money so that I can just do the monthly stuff for you, right? You told me that you are very busy. You don't really like to do the bookkeeping. You don't really trust the person that's doing the books right now. I already proven myself that I know what I'm doing. So just reinvest the money so that you have more time for activities that are actually making you money. You don't have to do it in annoying work. And I've already proven my work. It's also a very easy way to show your expertise and win someone's trust. So to quickly summarize this video number 1, this is important to understand this, only offer the tax stuff to the businesses if you do not like to do all of the tax work, right? So only do it to businesses, and just tell the clients, hey, I do it for businesses only, don't take the individuals. And I also, of course, like to work with you long term. So in long term, I can also take over the monthly stuff. Make sure that you do include the tax savings within your ads and your outreach, because it's just easy to get someone in the door. You can directly save them money with the tax, and then just tell them, okay, well, how about we just reinvest this in the monthly stuff. And number 3, you can also white label it if you truly don't really like to do all of the tax work. So use the tax just as a way to get people in the door for the long-term upsell, or get people in the door and then just directly show the value of the monthly stuff because you audited their books already. So hopefully this helped you if you are an accountant and you want to get more higher paying clients. There's a link in the description that you can click on to see how we can help you in a way where we only make money if you do. If you have any specific questions, leave them in the comments, then I will directly answer them for you. Subscribe to the channel to not miss any other videos, and like so that you will see more videos like this. Cheers.